Back to Studio 21.
This week we have all the latest on turtle smuggling and ACL.
Plus some horror movie recaps and an interview with the band Mouth Junkies.
So sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Hello everyone, and welcome back to
Gossip Guru!
My name is Nellie.
And I'm Hannah. We're so excited to have you back this week. We've got some awesome topics to cover today.
That's right. Hey Hannah,
Yeah, what's up?
what's the average weight of an eastern box turtle?
About 1.5 pounds, obviously. Why?
Well, a woman just pled guilty to attempting to smuggle 29 turtles across a Vermont lake into Canada by inflatable kayak.
Oh, really?
Apparently they sell for about $1,000 each on the black market, as said by the affidavit. But, I'm just wondering how the whole situation played out. Police said that they caught her actively shoving turts into
Turds?
turts into her inflatable kayak, and I wish I was there to see that whole scene.
Yeah, I'm sure you do. And I have to agree, that seems very entertaining. Also, you said she pled guilty. How long is her sentence?
10 years in prison and a fine of up to $250,000.
Wow, well, I sure hope the turts were worth it.
Turts are always worth it.
Right. Well, in other news, Austin City Limits Fest had a very successful year, both on the festival's end with the turnout and the increase in food prices, and for the audience with a surprise performance from 91-year-old Willie Nelson.
91? I'm not even 19 and I couldn't perform like he does. My back hurts from just sitting on this couch.
You might want to get that checked out.
I'm fine.
Well, this was also Chapel Roan's last set of 2024. I'm sure Austin locals and those who traveled to ACL were grateful she didn't cancel like some other sets.
Oh, for sure. I mean, good on her for being prepared, though. It's always good to take time for yourself.
Speaking of which, that's all the time we have for today.
Coming up next, we have I Run by DICI, plus some other fun segments, so stick around.
Pack my bags and then cut ties, leaving most my life behind. Ain't even say goodbye, cause I don't wish to see you cry. Wanna grab your body, hold you tight. You know the demons that I fight. I'm far from perfect, far behind, so someone better you should find. When the morning comes, I will be gone. Got a long, long road, and I lost my soul. See the sky change from night to day. As time goes by, so does the pain I run. Oh, 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 I run. Been through the storm, been through the rain. It's hard to stay, my heart decays enough. Oh, oh, oh. From city lights to country skies, sea to shining sea. Yeah, my ride or die's right by my side in the mountains, valleys. I'm on the road, we chasing highs, trying to live in different times. These mountaintops gon' clear my mind, long road ahead, no end in sight. Breathe in the air, at starry skies we stare. We'll make it there. It don't compare. See the sky change from night to day. As time goes by, so does the pain I
and welcome back to Studio 21. My name is Nellie, coming to you with Soundtrack of San Antonio, where we keep you up to date on all the latest live events and local bands in the city. This week, Asleep at the Wheel is playing at the Freeman Expo Center this Saturday, October 19th, and Sunday 20th. Jazz in the Japanese Tea Gardens is back on Friday, October 18th with the Toro Flores Quintet. And last Saturday, I went to San Marcos Skate Park to see the Mouth Junkies anniversary show. So check out this interview I did with them after their show to talk about their year together. And stay tuned after that for some trivia fun right here on Studio 21. Nellie Clark from Soundtrack of San Antonio with Trinity University. And here we have Mouth Junkies.
Hi!
Hey! So they just played at their 1-year anniversary show. And so will y'all tell me what the highs and lows of your year together has been?
I say the highs and lows of our year together would probably be getting tighter as a band, definitely from when we first played to where we are now. Obviously, when we first started, Victoria wasn't in the band, but she's now, and she's able to pick up bass, and Nate could, play his main instrument, which is guitar. So that's been really awesome, and I feel like ever since that moment, we've been able to write better and play songs more cohesively, and it relieves a lot of stress on me because I know that there'll be some guitar playing when I can focus on singing if I mess up or something. So.
And how did you start?
We started, there's a guy, he was here tonight, shout out, his name's Luke, and he was like, he was a drummer and a singer, and he was like, you want to form a band? And I was like, sure. So it was just me and him, and I was on, I think just bass.
Yeah.
And then he played drums and sang, and then I was like, I knew Nate from school. I didn't really talk to him, and so I texted him. I was like, because I saw on his story he posted a song that I knew, and I was like, yo, do you want to play?
It was 105 Degrees by Modern.
Yeah,
Modern Beach song.
Yeah. So I texted him. I was like, yo, I love this song or whatever, and then I was like, want to play guitar? And he's like, sure. So then we had like 2 practice sessions, and we're like, okay, we need to swap. So I picked up guitar, and he did bass. And then Luke eventually left, and the band went kind of on a mini hiatus. And then we found Dominic, our drummer, and because I had a friend from school, I was like, do you know any drummers? I was like, hey, mate. And he was just starting out, so he wasn't the greatest, but like a lot of this, like Walmart was working pretty good, I will say. Like I think the drums came
That was
out
first practice session.
Yeah, and that was our first song that we ever wrote, was Walmart Parking Lot.
That's really good.
So
Awesome. So you're a new addition. How has it been?
It's been like a year pretty much. Yeah. I think this is like the year, like the last year was like.
It was right after
it was
our
like,
skate park.
yeah.
Right after the skate park, because we played at Vibes, and that's when your first show was.
Yeah,
right?
and I had a bass guitar, but I barely ever like played it at all. I was like, I have a bass lying around like collecting dust, so like I think this is like a good excuse for me to practice actually and like learn bass. Because I love bass, like it's my favorite instrument, second to like piano. So
First practice, I'm like, it's 5 on the A. What? What's that mean? Like,
I like had some type of some like easy like beginner like knowledge about the bass, but I was like, yeah, I didn't know pretty much.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, this is Mouth Junkies, and you should follow them and listen to them, and they're super cool.
Yay!
Yeah.
To Studio 21 Trivia.
Yes!
So today we have Gossip Guru versus Release Date. This is a surprise segment that our anchors were not prepared for beforehand. My voice right now is scaring them. And Savannah, if we could go ahead and start rolling the questions. So how we're going to do this is each team is going to have a chance to go first. These are all very relevant questions to Studio 21. We've got different categories like celebrities, video games, movies, and music. So let's see. Can we hear a cheer from Team Gossip Guru?
Yes! Yes!
And a reminder that y'all are wearing microphones.
Okay. Yes, yes.
And can we hear Release Date's cheer? Awesome, y'all. Okay. So first up, we're going to let Gossip Guru take the first chance to answer. So Hannah, you're up first for this first question.
Okay.
So, can you tell me what you think the best-selling video game of all time as of 2023 was? Was it Minecraft, Fortnite, GTA 5, or PUBG?
I'm gonna say Fortnite.
All right, can we see that answer, Savannah? Unfortunately,
Guys, that was my number 2.
Minecraft. All right, next up, Carrie.
Okay.
Could you please tell me what you think the Netflix series that became the most watched show of all time, surpassing Bridgerton within its first month of release, was in 2021?
Is it Squid Game?
Savannah?
Yeah!
Game! That is 1 point for the release date team.
Wow.
All right, Nelly, you're up. Who do you think the first artist to have 4 albums debut at number 1 on the Billboard 200 chart was in 2023?
I'm gonna have to say Taylor Swift.
Savannah? And that is correct! All right, we're currently tied. So, Zane, you're up. Who do you think the celebrity that was known for their advocacy in mental health and was appointed as a mental health advocate for the World Health Organization in 2021?
Give me a movie one on purpose. Demi Lovato.
Let's see that answer. I'm so sorry, Zane. The correct answer was Lady Gaga. Next question, please. All right, Hannah, you're up.
Wait, are you reading it or no?
Sorry.
Oh,
Which
okay.
actor do you think was the first to portray both the Joker in Batman and a Marvel villain in Spider-Man No Way Home?
Willem Dafoe.
Let's see that answer. Congratulations. Gossip Guru pulling ahead with 2-1. All right, Carrie. Which TV show holds the record for the most Emmy Awards ever won by a single series?
Okay, I think I probably have to go with Saturday Night Live.
Let's see it. Ding, ding, ding. That is correct. We're tied again, 2-2. All right, Nelly. No pressure.
Okay.
So, which famous Hollywood director created the video game Death Stranding, featuring actors like Norman Reedus and Mads Mikkelsen?
Oh. Zack Snyder.
Yeah, that's the only one.
Let's see that
That's the only
answer.
one I know. Dang
Hey,
it.
me too, Queen. Me too.
Oh.
All right, Zane. Which 2023 artist became the first to reach 100 billion streams on Spotify, solidifying their status as one of the most popular musicians of all time?
Drake.
Jesus. Wow. We did it. Oh my god.
All right. I think we've got one more question. Let's see it. Just kidding. I think that was a win for release date, 3-2.
Let's go.
Congratulations, our release date team. Now, next up, we're going to watch a quick promo before our release date team takes us away with some horror movie reviews. Thanks for playing, y'all.
Hey, boss. Okay?
Yeah, I'm good.
You sure?
I said I'm fine.
Since I was little, it was only like me and my parents. You think you created family out of characters? Yeah, of course. I'm gonna take that, make it into a song.
Put me to bed, see you in the morning. With the first did Superman, but it wasn't on it. And we lost it. In my head, in my head, in my head. Where you at? Where you at? On the way out. In my head, in my head, in my head.
Hey, son.
Hey, Pop.
You can talk to me.
It's been really, really hard for me.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to this week's episode of Release Date. I'm Zane.
And I'm Carrie.
First up, we'll be talking about the recent and highly acclaimed body horror film, The Substance.
The Substance, directed by Coralie Fargett and released on September 20th, stars Demi Moore, Margaret Qualley, and Dennis Quaid. The film follows a woman named Elizabeth Sparkle, a once famous celebrity, now fitness instructor, who is fired from her show for no longer being too old and no longer attractive enough. After getting into an accident, Elizabeth meets a nurse at a hospital who gives her a flash drive containing information on the substance, a drug that rewrites your DNA to create a new and more perfect version of you. Elizabeth takes this drug and in the process creates Sue, her more perfect counterpart. The caveat is that she may only inhabit Sue's body for 1 week at a time or face dire consequences.
Despite the love this movie's been receiving, and believe it or not, I actually don't like being super negative about what I watch. I honestly hated it. I'm going to get the good stuff out of the way now because I think there's very little, but Demi Moore, Margaret Qualley, and Dennis Quaid are all exceptionally good in this. Their performances are by far the highlight of this movie and made it very watchable despite my disdain. This movie is also shot super well, with very dynamic, complex, and interesting angles and camera lens choices that really convey the discomfort that you're supposed to feel. Lastly, the music is quite good, and the audio cue for when the substance is brought up is cool. Okay, that's it. As stated earlier, this is a body horror movie, so it's of course very gory and gross. I, however, did not find any of this to be effective. Firstly, this movie tries essentially every gross-out tactic I could think of. It's sincerely exhausting to watch this movie flail and struggle to one-up itself in new and creative ways, and failing every time. By the time the final act of this movie is reached, things are so extreme and over the top, I felt nothing. I'll get back to that in a second, but another issue I have ties directly into the ineffective body horror, which is the editing. The editing is very choppy and doesn't feel like it adds much, if anything, to the film. I'm going to give a vague spoiler to illustrate my point, but there's a scene in which a character has to snap a bone back into place. So naturally, we get a close-up of the limb being shifted, then the character's face, then limb, then face. This goes on for actually like 30 to 45 seconds, and I started counting how many times this cycle of cuts occurred. A scene is probably going on too long if I become consciously aware of how long it's lasting and how many cuts there are, and there's multiple scenes like this too. The film is also tactless and treats the audience like morons. After Elizabeth is fired, we see a bouquet of flowers on her table with a letter from her boss patronizingly telling us how great she was. The film then finds it appropriate to cut to a close-up of the word were for like 15 seconds. A, in case you have the reading comprehension of a 5-year-old and didn't get that were is past tense, and B, in case you have the reading speed of a 5-year-old and the first 10 seconds where it was on screen wasn't enough for you to get to the third word. There are also numerous times when the film will just cut to a blank white screen with black text on it telling you what the current problem is, in case you're a moron or you're the guy from Memento who forgets everything after 30 minutes. This movie is so on the nose, I thought mine was broken when I left the theater. Back to the ending. It genuinely has no stakes. Things have been taken so far that there's no emotional connection, nothing to be attached to, and tries to do nothing but elicit cheap shock ineffectively. Literally anything could have occurred in the last 5 minutes, and I wouldn't have been surprised, but like the rest of the movie, it took the most dull and trite route. That's a small fraction of the issues I have with this film, so see it if you want, but I find it a hollow and tactless film that hijacks the important subject matter of how aging women are treated in the entertainment industry to make itself seem significant when it actually has nothing of value to say.
Our next movie stars horror cinema's newest killer icon, Art the Clown, in his newest film, Terrifier 3. Before we start this review, this movie contains extreme violence and gore. While we will not be going into any detail or show any mentions of it, we will mention some of it, so viewer discretion is advised.
Terrifier 3, directed, written by Damien Leone and starring David Howard Thornton, Lauren Lavera, and Elliot Fullman, is a third installment of the grisly Terrifier slasher films. Taking place 5 years after the events of Terrifier 2, Sierra and her brother Jonathan try to live a peaceful life after surviving Art the Clown's massacre, while they struggle to rebuild the peace that they once had and focus on celebrating Christmas. Sierra is still paranoid that Art the Clown is still alive and is after her. However, her suspicions were proven right, as Art makes his return to turn holiday cheer into a nightmare.
Good lord, was this movie exactly what I thought it would be, a gore fest. Going into the movie, I had pretty low expectations for the plot, as the other two installments don't really have much of a plot besides gore and death. And I was right. This movie cranks the brutality up to the max and shows no mercy to anybody. This movie did not really scare me, but it did gross me out quite a bit. As someone who can stomach most extreme gore in movies, I had to step out of the theater for 5 minutes and contemplate what I was just watching. And yes, I did scream out in disgust several times during the movie. Me and my friend were the only people there, and pretty much everybody walked out halfway through. Besides the gore and the incredible special effects used to depict such violence, the rest of the movie wasn't great. The writing was horrendous, as dialogue between the characters has no chemistry with each other, and the new characters were quite boring. Additionally, the plot was all over the place and it had a ton of holes in it. I'm still confused about the ending, as it just happened. I was really hoping that this movie would patch up some plot holes from the second film, but unfortunately, it just made me more confused. The cinematography in this movie, while better than the first two, is also still awful. While there were some beautiful shots in the film, most of the shots look straight out of a YouTube skit. The cameras were way too close to the actors, and there was this bright white light constantly shining on them, which made the movie feel cheap. Also, the acting was so flat and awkward with a lot of the actors and actresses, and it just did not feel immersive at all. However, David Howard Thornton, who plays Art the Clown, killed it again with his role. Using his facial expressions and body, he was able to depict such a sinister character with a little bit of a goofy side to him, without even saying a word. It was always charming in a weird fashion to see Art just being a silly old mime, and it was a nice break from all of the gore. Overall, while disgusting me and not being great, Terrifier 3 definitely entertained me. If you're a fan of the Terrifier series or like extreme horror, I think you would absolutely love this movie. As for me, I don't think I will ever watch this movie again and stick to less brutal movies, like the Saw series. Yeah, this movie being more brutal than some of the Saw movies was not on my 2024 bingo card.
I think I've had enough gore for a bit, so I might hold off on this one. That's all we have for release date. I'm Zane.
And I'm Carrie. Up next, check out this interview with Ezra Rodriguez, lead singer of Euphonia.
All right. Hi, I'm here with the creator, lead vocalist, and guitarist of the band Euphonia. What is your name?
Ezra Rodriguez.
Hi, Ezra. So when did you start Euphonia?
I started Euphonia here in San Antonio in 2019 when I was a senior in high school. That was right before COVID happened, so it was pretty short-lived. I think we played like 1 or 2 shows. Our first show was at Imagine Books and Records, which no longer exists. But shout out Imagine Books and Records. I love that place. And when COVID happened, kind of shelved the project. And then last year, I kind of had like some time and space open up in my schedule, and I wanted to do something more, and so I decided to bring it back.
Yeah. Why did you originally start up Euphonia?
It was like just meant to be an outlet for like other cool sorts of music that I like and am into and wanted to create. That was different from the stuff that I was playing like with my friends and at school and stuff like that.
Yeah. If you had to describe Euphonia's sound in 3 words, what words would you use?
Great question. I would say experimental, progressive, and improvisational.
Nice. So, as you mentioned before, you're kind of like the brain behind this project. What would you say has been like your biggest inspiration?
Well, my goal for the project really is to sort of blend like my favorite aspects of my favorite genres and styles of music together in a way that maybe you don't hear so much. I'm really into jazz, I'm really into rock and hardcore music, metal music, progressive music, and pop and R&B, and like all these sorts of genres that have really unique aspects to them. And my inspiration is kind of taking my favorites from each and putting them together in a new and unique way.
Yeah. So, how do you go about doing that, since they're all such interesting and unique like sounds?
I don't know. It's a lot of like trial and error, seeing what works and seeing what doesn't work. But I find that there's actually more crossover to genres that seem like they're very far apart. There's more crossover than you think usually, and it's just finding a way to like weave them together, which is the fun part.
What do you think has like helped you the most like in doing that?
I would say just like getting rid of expectations and not really caring about like normal sorts of like song structures or like playing the right notes all the time, or like making sure something is like exactly like fits in like the musical theory aspects of it. I really just try to stay open-minded and open to like wherever my ear tells me to go.
Yeah. What are you most excited for about your upcoming record, which just released, for the people who don't know?
Yeah, I'm excited to finally have something out to show for this project because, like I said, I started it in 2019 and haven't had anything to show for since then. And especially over the past year, we started playing a lot more. And I'm excited for people to be able to access what we do, like no matter where they are, like on streaming services and stuff like that. And I'm really excited to use that as a base to like try to pitch to my friends or like any other like bands or like even festivals to like play on festivals or be on like tours and stuff like that. That's what I'm really looking forward to.
What do you think you're most proud of putting on this record?
Oh, that's so hard to say. I mean, I'm proud of the entire thing, from like conception to end, like writing the songs. I remember doing that just like in my room by myself, and then recording with my bandmates was really, really fun. And I'm really proud of like what we recorded. And then after that, I got into like the art creating process with my friend Brady, and I'm really proud of what we did there. So like the entire package as a whole, I'm super stoked about.
Yeah. And where can people find your music?
You can find Euphonia's new album on all streaming platforms, and also on Bandcamp we have CDs that I ship and can ship to you. And you can find that at the link in like my social media bios and stuff like that.
Okay, thank you so much for talking with us, Ezra.
Yeah, thank you for having me. This is sick.
That's all we have for you today. Make sure to tune in next week for the latest in entertainment news, celebrity gossip, and plus a live musical performance.
Plus the scoop on new releases in the movie and gaming world. We'll see you next time on Studio 21.